And HLB has been very active in real estate sector. And we are the official supervisor of Property Guru Asia Property Awards, which is the gold standard of Asia Pacific. And we have so many initiatives around the world contributing to the growth of the real estate sector. Today, it's our pleasure to have a panel of our corporate lawyers to understand their insights about this sector, future opportunities and synergies working with other member firms. So can I start with the introduction of each of you?
Hello, good morning. I come from Spain. I come from a firm called Sayma. I'm responsible for corporate in the Madrid office of Sayma. And, as part of my duties, I work in the real estate sector.
Good morning. My name is Pascal from Boxtel. I'm an attorney at law in the Netherlands at VDB Law. And I work at the corporate office at our law firm. And I'm also involved in commercial contracts and manufacturing, which will be also on the topic list of this session.
Good morning. My name is Haanappel. I'm civil law notary at VDB Civil Law Notaries in the Eindhoven region. I'm a corporate civil law notary and work closely together with our real estate team with 20 persons in the Netherlands.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the introduction. So let's start with the general market trends. So in Europe, which industries or markets do you see as having the greatest growth potential in the coming years?
We've seen exponential growth in electric vehicles, for example, renewables, energy. But I think one of the main sectors where we've seen a bit of growth is the real estate, and especially for manufacturing real estate, and also in big cities, we've seen that housing prices have gone up exponentially, and also in certain regional areas due to the new trends of nomads or work nomads, as it were.
Well, I think in the Netherlands, one of the high-tech sector is still very important. Yesterday was in the news that there was a 1 billion fund for NXP. It was in the news. So, the high-tech sector is still very in development, certainly in the area where Mark and I work. We work at the Brayport area in the Eindhoven region in the Netherlands, which is, of course, very involved in the high-tech sector. So that is one of the parts that is still really very important in the Netherlands.
Further on in the Netherlands, a lot of new houses have to be built. There's a big ask for new houses for young people. And that is a very growing market in the Netherlands.
Yeah, thank you. So apart from Spain and the Netherlands, which other countries you think we are going to see the growth in Europe?
I think pretty much everywhere in Europe, we've seen plenty of growth, real estate-wise, you mean, right? And I think this is, right now, there's a conversation going all over Europe with regard to housing, because housing prices have gone up quite a lot, and there are plenty of initiatives, from different governments, and not only from governments, but I think across the board, international regulations that trying to fix this issue, because young people are unable, in many cases, to afford reasonable housing. And there are plenty, as my colleague explained earlier, and there's a need, there is a great demand for houses, and there's very little supply. And also, maybe subsidizing or maybe, increasing demand. We'll see what come up, But, it is an interesting topic, and I think it will give much talk.
Yes, and the other countries, we don't have a clear vision, of course, on every country, but there are some challenges, of course, as we see, for example, in Germany with the car manufacturing, which is also facing some difficulties right now. But of course, that also gives a lot of opportunities and a lot of new ways for development for them. So I think that there's potential growth in all countries within Europe, within the different sectors. And real estate, of course, is very interesting, and also for the development and what's going to happen because share prices are increasing. That's of course. And in the Netherlands, there's limited space, of course. So that's also causing challenges for real estate. So people have to be very creative to give some new opportunities.
Well, in the Netherlands, we are currently working on farmer land that has to be changed into a real estate land for houses. As Pascal told us, the high-tech sector is very important for Europe. A lot of research and development. We're actually not part of the world where we can manufacture very easily because it's very difficult to get permits for environment. So I think the research and development and all those kind of things are very important for Europe to put their money on that point. You see, of course, in Mecklenburg, the Intel manufacturing of ships, which is built nowadays, and that is a difference that we can make for the rest of the world.
Yes, indeed. Real estate is not just a sector itself. It's not only about properties, but it's also a reflection, a connection with other sectors, as you mentioned, the high-tech, biotech, manufacturing, logistics, almost everything. So we are going to talk more about the real estate. So are there any notable trends in real estate sector that investors should be aware of? And we are all knowing that the real estate sector might face some challenges, for instance, the raise of interest rate, the change of investment strategies. But what is your view for the investors?
Well, I can find maybe three main challenges for real estate. Maybe zoning regulations is one. The other is being aware of tax breaks, subsidies, interest rates, financing requirements, everything that has to do with the economic side to it. Then also, one has to take into account the description on the land registry, at least in Spain, because sometimes it is difficult to assess whether a property is this or that, or how big is this property, and maybe those three things. Then there are other things that are affecting the real estate sector. So right now we've seen that that regulation asking to have energy certificates. We've seen that these environmental laws are requiring to have retrofitting on most buildings. So most buildings need to be refurbished. And also we've seen that certain urban areas are being renovated, and there are big plans in Spain, for new neighborhoods. For example, in Madrid, Nuevo Norte, which is they are building a super high quality 15-minute neighborhood in the north of Madrid. And we've seen the same trends in other areas of Spain where they are heavily investing in real estate.
Well, I think all the topics you mentioned also apply in the Netherlands, certainly the environmental part. Yesterday, we had in the Netherlands a very important court ruling. It was a case that the Greenpeace engaged against the Dutch government. And the Dutch court ruled that the Dutch government should comply with all environmental aspects in the respect of nitrogen by 2030. So for real estate developers, the environmental part is really important. And if they have the knowledge and the specific plans to be able to comply with all those environmental aspects, that will be really beneficial. So they should take that into account. That's an important part of real estate.
Well, Coco, in the Netherlands, the transfer tax on real estate will change in the 1st of January 2026. Now it's 10.4. It will go to 8%. That will be very interesting for investors. Further on, we have problems in the Netherlands with electricity. There's not enough electricity for new companies. We're working with the government on that issue, that there will be new plans to create electricity. And that's a very hot topic nowadays in the Netherlands.
Thank you. So Marco has already mentioned about the tax. So let's ask some questions on the technical side. So how do regional rules differ when it comes to acquiring factory facilities or manufacturing properties in your country?
Well, they differ a lot, especially in Spain. Spain is a heavily decentralized country where there are even regions that have their own tax system across the board, not only when it comes to local taxes, but also when it comes to national taxes. And well, you have fragmentation when it comes to transfer, when it comes to licensing, when it comes to having subsidies, R&D subsidies. And you have plenty of fragmentation in Spain. And, it is very important to have counsel in this regard, because it changes a lot from local entity to local entity, from region to region, and I think it's very important to get counsel on this.
Yes, I don't think it's there's not so much difference in the Netherlands as in Spain, as you mentioned. But it's still the topics that you mentioned do apply in the Netherlands. Also, it's that there are also regional aspects that should be taken into account. But I think perhaps if I hear you, perhaps the system in Spain it's might be a bit more different than difficult than in the Netherlands.
Well, the transfer tax on real estate is in all the country the same. But every municipality has another tax, and that will differ from the municipality to the municipality. There's not a real rule, and I think that's a little bit the same as in Spain.
Thank you. As we are part of the HLB network, we have a footprint in 160 markets worldwide. And with the global collaboration becoming increasingly important, how would you view the value of an HLB network facilitating partnership between your country and the rest of the world?
I mean, right now, in a very globalized world, we've seen that, and especially in the real estate market, we've seen that Europe is a gold mine for the real estate market because, prices, as I said earlier, are growing exponentially. It is a big value, and I think plenty of people around the world are looking forward to investing in Europe in real estate, both in manufacturing facilities and in urban real estate. I think this is one of the greatest assets that Europe has right now, the real estate sector. Because, as I said earlier, prices are growing, and in other parts of the world, maybe they are less cash strapped than we are. They have more liquidity, and they are able to invest in Europe. And so, I think it is a great opportunity, both for all of us. It's a win-win situation for all of us.
What we have seen is that, the importance of HLB is that we've gained access to so many experts in the world. We shared so much information together, and also sessions like this is that when we share opinions and we get to know each other. And the HLB network is very, very valuable for our clients because they gain the specific assistance they require. So the HLB networks. It's very, very important for us and the clients, and it's been very beneficial.
Oh, Coco, it's lovely to work together with the HLB people. In practice, for real estate, we create legal structures First step is that we ask the tax lawyers from the country who will invest in the Netherlands, please think with us, what's the best legal structure? Well, when we have that advice, we can incorporate that legal structure, make shareholders agreements, and work closely together with them to see who are authorized to represent that foreign company. And that's so fine that it's so easy that you can see who are the people we need to give fast information to us so that we can help the client as fast as possible. And I think that's lovely. We all speak one tone, serving the client. That's the most important thing. And yeah, that's lovely when you have people in several countries around the world to work so closely together.
Yeah, indeed. It's a beautiful, like-minded people to offer one-stop shop around the world. And we do have a large legal network in Asia Pacific, for instance, in China, in Korea, and Singapore. We also have colleagues in Latin America. So they are also looking for you to support their clients when they do any investment from China to Europe or to Mexico via Spain. So yeah, definitely, I think we're very lucky to have colleagues like you around the world working as a HLB legal community to provide this one-stop shop experience to our mutual clients. So talking about the cross-border side, and Marco mentioned about on the service side. So what legal structures do you recommend for fostering successful cross-border partnerships and ensuring sustainable growth?
Well, I think pretty much in every country you would have different vehicles, but most of the times you would have the limited, at least in Spain, you would have the limited liability company, you would have the public limited liability company, you would have also joint ventures, European groupings of economic interest. It depends on the project itself. If an investor is willing to buy some property for himself, or for making some profit out of it, then maybe the limit liability company, it is interesting. If you want to buy, or if an investor wants to buy a larger investment, maybe the public liability company, it is better. Then joint ventures are more apt for large projects, large construction or building projects. Maybe joint ventures also, have the benefit to it that, a large investor from foreign country, it's able to take on the expertise of local companies. Well, there are many more vehicles, but I think those are the most prominent ones.
Yes, I agree. In the Netherlands, it's quite the same. And well, in a lot of cases, a company is incorporated. They start from tax purposes, but then also the legal part where we come in and we assist, and it's a main vehicle in the Netherlands. Also, joint ventures is of course very important. All kinds of structure. It depends on the business that the companies are engaged in. But certainly a lot of possibilities in the Netherlands for restructuring, the same as in Spain.
Well, as Pascal said, the tax point is always the first thing. We ask our tax advisors from the HLB countries, together with the tax advisors from HLB Newtown in the Netherlands, what's the best tax advice for this structure. And after that, we can incorporate the PLC. In the Netherlands, it's called the NV, BV, limited, or limited partnerships. That's us much more agreements. We also incorporate private equity structures to participate in real estate. That's also possible together with the shareholders agreements. We closely work together with lawyers and the legal people of HLB. And I think that's everywhere almost the same. and the all the articles of association have to be filed at the trade register. So a lot of information will put in shareholders agreements because they are secret, and that's easier to put all your wishes in those agreements.
Thank you. Thank you. So we are talking about the global trend. When I was attending Asia Real Estate Summit, and the one key topic is about the ESG in real estate. Sustainability is a growing priority in real estate. It's not just about the green construction, but it's also like from the design, how you address the needs of the communities on the social side. So how are legal frameworks in your country reshaping to accommodate the sustainable real estate projects? And are there any specific incentives or legal benefits in these regions of business focusing on green manufacturing or eco-friendly facilities?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, I think everyone has mentioned earlier, but we have an increased demand for retrofitting the real estate sector, the properties, both the housing and the manufacturing facilities. Then there are plenty of tax breaks, subsidies, and well, in Spain is fragmented in the sense that it changes from local entity to local entity, from region to region. There are certain regions which favor certain sectors over others. But then, obviously, they are focusing on the manufacturing side of it with regard to waste management, for example, or of the manufacturing the materials, the circular economy of manufacturing materials, and also with regard to refurbishing properties. And maybe also zoning regulation are affecting this because they are trying to create mixed-use neighborhoods, for example, where you would have office facilities, commercial facilities, different uses within the same neighborhood in order to have a 15-minute area, where you could move and be able to have the least amount of carbon footprint. And well, this is what springs to mind so far.
Yes, I think, I follow you on that. And with respect to what the benefits are in the Netherlands, the Dutch government, they offer subsidies to companies to enroll and to engage the environmental part, also the ESG part, which it's really still in development, of course. But the Dutch government is really supporting this. And there are some interesting subsidy possibilities in the Netherlands. So companies are really engaged to become engaged in ESG and environmental part.
Well, it's a very hot topic nowadays in the Netherlands. We're a very small country, so there's not many land. So there have to be very important choices. Which land is farmer land? Which land can we build houses? Where can we make manufactories? So it's very hot, and it takes a long time to have those choices made. And that's a difficulty in the Netherlands because you cannot do everything in the Netherlands anymore because there's too less land.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we are approaching the end of this panel. And one final question. So is looking forward, how do you see the role of HLB Legal play in the global context in collaboration with our HLB network and external business ecosystem to identify synergies and opportunities? So please feel free to share your vision.
Well, HLB is a fantastic platform because it operates in many different countries across the globe, different continents. We can take on so much expertise from different countries. we can be aware of the different trends appearing in different continents, different areas, different regions. And this is helping us a lot in order to bring value to our clients, to the clients of our colleagues, from different countries. And as I said earlier, it's a win-win situation where, both us, our clients, our colleagues, the clients of our colleagues get benefit from it.
Well, I'm very pleased to see the developments on the legal side. The last couple of years, a lot of law firms have been engaged in the last couple of years. Well, you had a big contribution on that part, so thank you very much for that. And that's really helping us, because we already work really close with our colleagues, all the tax advisors and so on. But the HLB network is offering so much from a legal perspective as well, and knowing lawyers abroad, that's really important for us, because you get really quick assistance, legal assistance abroad, which is required. So it's really beneficial for us. So we're really looking forward to the next years and developments from the legal part.
Coco, 3 years ago we became member, and if you can see what you've done these last years, that's really a great job. The improvement of the legal firms that will come here. We have now a whole morning session on the legal point. Well, the improvement, the increase that you are working on, that's perfect. And this is 3 years. When I go further on 3 years or 2030, I think that will be a very great legal network. A lot of companies, legal companies, will become member, because this is so good and there are not so many perfect networks as HLB. So I think you started a very big step, and we're very thankful for you that you take the initiative to start this. And every week we see emails that you are working on this. Thank you very much. And we see a lovely future for the legal network within HLB. Thank you very much, Coco.
Thank you. Thank you, Marco. I appreciate very much all your support and the kind words. Let's keep working on it. So that's the end of this panel. Muchas gracias. Hartelijk bedankt.
Thank you.